Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. I want to explain today why they want to destroy you. Uh, Banks around the world know one thing, is if they can control you through debt. The reason why they can control you through debt is because it keeps you down. It keeps you burdened. It keeps your mind foggy and clouded with all of the things that you've got to keep up with and how you've got to keep running the rat race and keep being a good slave in order to pay your debts. It's done through commercialism, through all kinds of stuff. And then they can manipulate that debt through the interest rate market. All right. We're going to talk about a story about it's entitled Recession is Needed to Curb Inflation. I've spoken before about how serious it is what the Federal Reserve is doing by raising rates. Now, this time is different and much worse than other times in the past, like in 2015 or in 2003, 2004, when they started raising rates. Now, they actually have a reason to raise rates is because inflation's got it out of control. Prior to that, it was just, oh, the economy is good enough. It could deal with higher rates. And then it breaks the backbone of the economy and the consumer. But let me explain this. And honestly, we need like a doctor to come in and fix this. It's like the economy is on life support and we need a doctor to come in and fix it. I try and warn everybody, but you can only do so much. So let's start reading this story and talk about this. The year 2023 seems a turnaround year for the world's economy, not only in the real estate sector, where prices are on the rebound. That's cute. Indeed, inflation at the interest rate hike will still be in the focus. Who writes this stuff? At least for the half or the first half of 2023. Recession, if any, should be later. The picture is getting clear. Inflationary pressure stems mainly from the strong labor and spending markets. Nevertheless, it is unclear whether the current policy stance is restrictive enough to bring inflation down meaningfully. The actual reason behind this is the monetary policy is very slow in transmission. That is correct. The reaction to raising rates does take time to break the backbone of the consumer, break the banking system, break the real estate market, and all of that stuff. That's why it's really excited to bring all this information to you and show you what's coming. And a lot of people have followed this channel because they go, well, Ninja said this. He warned about this ahead of time. Well, it's very easy to see because they're putting measures in place to break these systems and to destroy your lifestyle. This isn't a joke. Higher interest rates are going to affect you in so many different ways. It'll even affect the job you have, even if you think it's super, super safe. And hey, I'm a fireman, and I watched hundreds, if not thousands of firemen being laid off in California during the Great Recession. When you think that you're immune because, hey, fires aren't going to stop, heart attacks aren't going to stop. Well, you know what's going to stop? Your paycheck. And there's just no money. When there's no money, the rules change. It says right here, the principal interest rate hike targets mostly credit, which, as the logic goes, drives inflation. Using the entire historical time series of federal funds rate and consumer credit from the Federal Reserve, the accompanying chart shows that the year over year change in the funds rate leads to year over year percentage change of consumer credit by 2 years. Theoretically, the price of lending instantly affects lending or borrowing, but it affects only the new loans while all outstanding ones are unaffected. That's actually not completely true. This is why. When you think about new loans coming out at higher rates, yes, they're affected. The people taking them out are affected, but not all rates are fixed rates. And what we saw in the Great Recession, and I believe what you're about to see in the real estate market, is there are a lot of people that got bamboozled into taking adjustable rate mortgages simply that so they could save a half a point back when mortgage rates were in the 3%. And also a lot of companies got into revolving lines of credit that were at adjustable rates, not fixed rates. And now that rates are exploding, they're screwed. I don't even know a better way to put that. The reason why is because their revolving rates credit kept going and they were having a hard time paying them off. And now they're revolving at higher rates. And it's because they're selling less goods or services because the consumer is slowing their spending. We see that in Lowe's and Home Depot's warnings, and they're trying to be so nice and they're padding it like the consumer is, I don't even remember the name, getting a little soft. Well, I don't know if you know, it's sort of a big deal in this country, but there's a pill for that. Point being is that they're telling you right now what's happening with the American consumer. They're starting to regress. This feels a lot like 2008, but it's going to be bigger. And so I want you guys to be ready for that. Well, so how do you get ready? Well, first off, doing what you're doing here on this channel, learning about the facts, what's really happening in the economy, and what really is going to happen in the future of the economy because of what the Federal Reserve is doing, raising those rates. Um, this is an exciting time because you're going to have a lot of opportunity to go out there and crush it if you are prepared. And this has never been a better time to wake up to the facts that debt kills you and you need to get out of debt. Use debt for good things like having it formed in a company, an entity, and use other people's money to make money and employ people. That's great. But when it comes to your primary focus of your family finances, you need to be out of debt. You know, I've got one last debt that I could pay off tomorrow at any point, but I'm using my income to do it, and I should be paid off really soon. And I'm doing it to stay true to you, honestly, because it really sucks paying off a debt at 3% when I know I can make more. But I made a decision, and Mrs. Ninja gave me some conviction. It's about being true to everybody that's listening, and I said, you know what, that's worth way more. And so we're doing it too. And I'm excited to be doing it along with you because when everyone's out of debt and we got a lot of cash sitting off to the side and other resources, we're gonna mop up the floor with these debt markets. I'm telling you, it's gonna be exciting. I hope you guys got something out of this. We got a doctor, and it's named Getting Out of Debt. Hope you have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.